Hi, this is Beth May. I'm on a hunger strike outside of the M&M store in Piccadilly Square. I will not eat or drink or do anything until they make the green M&M sexy again. I've been here for 6 days. Please understand, we need her to be a whore.
Hello, good morning, BBs.
Good morning. It's too early. Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
And goodness gracious, we're big Hollywood news reporters, and we love the silver screen and the popcorn and the glitz and the glamour and the red carpets. It's a big movie news day.
It is a big movie news.
It's a big news.
Dagger just zoomed by, and I gotta be honest, took me out of it entirely.
I gotta tell you this. Nothing can take me out of this big Hollywood news. There's nothing we love more than Hollywood and celebrities and the movies they make, because the movies they make are it's the silver screen is a big window into a magical wonderland that we can visit every matinee with some popcorn and sweet treats.
Well, in that case, I guess we'll get right into the big movie news.
It's big movie news
the
day.
movie news we're all so excited about, right? You said we really love cinema, so
God, we love cinema.
here's Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers.
Hey, I didn't think I had strong feelings about this movie one way or the other until this trailer came out, and I was like, oh, they didn't have to do this.
They did not have to do this.
So this is The Lonely Island. Andy Samberg, Jorma Taccone, Akiva Goldsman. It's them making a Rescue Rangers movie, and at first I was like, oh, that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be fun. You got Andy Samberg as Dale. You got John Mulaney as Chip. I thought this'll be cool. They really wanted to do a super meta reboot about Chip and Dale making a reboot. It's like they said we want to do a Chip and Dale movie, and Disney said we need a new Roger Rabbit.
Yeah. But, like, Roger Rabbit is one of those things that you can't recapture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. Like, it is. It was like a super magical thing. They've never been able to make a sequel to Roger Rabbit because Steven Spielberg holds co-rights on Roger Rabbit with them.
Right.
And he said he just wasn't interested. Like, there wasn't a script that he enjoyed. And so they just never did it. And you can tell this is what they want to be their intro to that sort of new Roger Rabbit world.
Yeah.
But, like, I really thought it was going to be, when they said it was a mix of live action and animation, I thought it was going to be like the Rescue Rangers, potentially CG, potentially 2D, doing like a rescuers thing.
Yeah.
Helping like a real person or a real kid solve a crime.
Yeah. You know, the thing that the Rescue Rangers do. I have multiple questions. One, how big is a cat? There were some cats back there.
They're walking through like, it's not that the gags are not on point. The gags are on point. They were walking through like a weird, uncanny valley of like CG characters that are no longer working, or animated characters that are no longer working. And the cats from Cats are there, and like weird PS2 NPCs are there. It's kind of fun. And they meet Seth Rogen there, who is a dwarf, like a CG Lord of the Rings dwarf. And they make like a big gag about how CG characters never look like they're looking at real characters.
Yeah.
It's fun.
My second question is, where's Gadget, you cowards?
I mean, Gadget's going to be there. They showed Monterey Jack. Gadget's going to be there.
And they didn't show us anything about Gadget.
Was she not in the thing on the red carpet when they were all together?
I don't think so. I watched that trailer twice. Did I miss it twice? That would be really silly.
Like back there. Go back a little bit more. There's a thing where they're posing for the magazine cover.
Oh yeah, she is there for a
She's
second.
There. And Zipper's there too. I have a
the
feeling they're all gonna be there. Like there's an MC Scat Cat and Paula Abdul are in it doing opposites attract. Like
sure,
they're doing good bits about animation in the real world.
Yeah.
I just wanted a sweet story about Chip and Dale and the Rescue Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, there's your Roger Rabbit. I agree. I think these just weren't the vessel for it. The vehicle for the next Roger Rabbit maybe isn't the Rescue Rangers, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I said, I think this is a mix of here's the thing we want to do, and Disney said you can do it if you do it this way, because once we have this sort of new Roger Rabbit world,
Yeah.
we can put anything in it. And I don't know.
I don't know.
And maybe there is. I mean, look, I love The Lonely Island.
Mhm.
There probably is a sweeter story and a better character through line than we're seeing in that commercial. That commercial is a real like nudge nudge wink wink do the goofs,
Yeah.
which is fine. I think there will be good stuff in it,
Mhm.
but the framework is strange.
Yeah.
The framework is very strange. And I'll tell you what, there's one episode of the new DuckTales where the Rescue Rangers show up.
Mhm.
And I don't want to spoil what goes on in it, but man, everybody should just watch DuckTales 2017. That's all I'm
still
saying.
have not.
It's so good.
It's on my list.
It's so good. In more movie news, hey, Sonic 2 is right around the corner. There was a big game spot for it in the big game.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked fine. I think the problem with a lot of the movies that were advertising during the Super Bowl this year were, don't do it. You don't need to. You don't need to. I'm already there.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Just if you can't do something super, super duper cool, just don't.
If we were here on Monday, we took Valentine's Day off, but if we were, I feel like we would have spent a lot of Monday talking about how many fucking crypto ads there were.
Yo. Listen, football really wants you to buy crypto.
I enjoyed so much the takes on Twitter as well, where it was just like, how I know this is not real money? I've never seen a commercial for money before.
That's right. You don't need to show me a commercial for money. I feel the crushing weight of money every day.
Right.
Sometimes you show me commercials for how to manage my money, which I don't have. I don't have it. But you've never had to be like, money, try it for goods and services.
Yeah. I wish they would stop. Is that. But Sonic, another thing that I saw on Twitter that crushed my soul this week was we've been inside for 2 Sonic movie releases.
Yeah.
And that was a harsh one.
How long has the pandemic lasted? 2 Sonic the Hedgehog films.
Yeah.
That's rough. Also, I want to talk about, listen, the true MVP of the last 2 years has been the QR code. The QR code has made such a comeback. Hey, shout out to the QR code. But here's the thing. Ain't nobody getting out their phone during the Super Bowl to boop out a QR code.
No.
Come on. The second Sonic movie is coming. What's important is not the Super Bowl trailer for the second Sonic movie.
You know what it's going to be if you saw the first one. It's the next one.
It's the one where they add in the continuity from the games. They did the one where they're like, fun time, easy to watch movie for people.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Now there's a planet called Mobius,
mm-hmm.
and there are Chaos Emeralds, and the Echidnas are the ancient guardians of the Chaos Emeralds
mm-hmm.
from Angel Island.
But fuck all of that, Anthony. Fuck all of it. Because what really, really matters from these announcements
mm-hmm.
is not the announcement of a third film as well, by the way. That's the second film. An announcement of
They
a third
watched that
film.
Super Bowl spot and they were like, we got to green light the third one.
But that doesn't matter either. It's Knuckles, baby. We are getting a Knuckles spin-off series at Paramount Plus. And yes, our good boy, the sweetest Knuckles there's ever been, the most soothing of voices, Idris Elba.
Now, Paramount Plus, they've really been making an effort. They've really been putting stuff out there.
They have.
I appreciate that. They're really trying to make moves. I love that for them. This is a big deal. How much
This
do you
is
think
a-
Idris Elba cost them to do this TV show?
This is a huge deal. And I have to wonder. I mean, obviously, Paramount has money. There's no being like, well, Paramount can't afford something. But as a streaming service, I'm shocked. If Netflix had this get, I would be shocked. You know what I mean? Like, that's a big get to be Idris Elba.
We're entering this like, you know, Netflix and Disney Plus. Disney Plus really led the way with this with the Marvel stuff, where it's like, no, if you're gonna do a TV show, here's what we've been doing wrong. You can't do like an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where like for one episode in season 3, Lady Sif from Thor shows up. No, if it's a show in the Marvel universe, I'd better see a Marvel person.
Yeah, you've really got to connect it.
And so they're like, if we're gonna do a Knuckles show,
It's gotta be Idris.
it's gotta be Idris Elba. And number one, I don't know if that's true, Paramount Plus.
I
If this
do
is-
think it is.
I mean, it is if you want this to be big budget, family show,
Mhm.
everybody's watching. But if you just want to make a Knuckles show for kids on Paramount Plus, I don't think it needs to be Idris Elba.
Here's the difference. Is this, in theory, then obviously connects to the cinematic universe now
Yeah.
of Sonic. If you're in for 3 films, you're really going for a cinematic universe. So they're making a series that's probably going to be that same kind of CGI animation, or maybe a little slightly lower scale for sustainability for a series.
Yeah.
And they want it to be the same Knuckles that they see. If they went for like a different animation style and like a totally different continuity, essentially, yeah, absolutely, I agree. They don't need Idris Elba for that. But it is very clear that they want a thing at home to make the kids ask their moms to go see the Sonic movie.
Yo, can you? It's like we've known this all along, and it's amazing that it's taken Sega basically literal bankruptcy, being saved from bankruptcy by a dying wealthy uncle. That's literally what happened to Sega, and turning into like a shell of their former selves. And then like it took them 30 years, and they finally listened to what we were all saying, which was, it's just make Sonic stuff, stupid.
Just make a bunch of Sonic.
Just make Sonic stuff.
Mhm.
That's what we want. That's what you've got. Make the Sonic stuff. People are asking, yo, is Shadow on the way? Are we getting those good AK-47s in the Sonic cinematic universe? He's angry. He has a gun. He's got Heelys.
True.
Is it coming?
Yeah.
For sure, right?
Absolutely.
For sure.
So, I mean, look, our tease at the end of the first Sonic movie was Knuckles. Oh, no, we had Tails at the end of the Sonic
Yep.
movie.
Yep.
The first preview that we got for this second movie was Knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
I think Shadow at the end of the second movie.
Ooh, baby. We haven't seen Amy Rose yet.
That's true.
I think Amy Rose is coming.
Mhm.
Boy, that's very Cream the Bunny? Is the sexy bat on the way?
Rouge.
People want to have sex with that bat.
And I'd like to talk about something
And that's how
else.
you have a global pandemic. In other movie news, what if I told you, finally, after all these years, Bioshock, a film,
I'd believe you, Anthony.
a movie based on a Bioshock?
I'd say, yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's probably it.
And it is.
And it's Netflix, and all they've said is, we got that Bioshock.
Yeah, there is no information here, but it's happening.
It is happening. A movie film is being made at Netflix. Now, this has been bouncing around literally since Bioshock came out. And one of the things that was trending yesterday when Netflix announced this, the first thing I saw before Netflix or Bioshock trending was Gore Verbinski. Because if you remember back in the day, Gore Verbinski, back when nobody wanted to touch video game movies.
Yeah.
Back when everybody was like, ugh, gross video game movies. Gore Verbinski, fresh off his Drunk Pirate Boys movie, said, after the Drunk Pirate Boys, I want to make the sad underwater sci-fi movie. And
Okay.
I want it to be a hard R, and I want it to be a bazillion dollars. And everybody was like, Gore Verbinski is here to save us. And so when this started trending, everybody was like, bring back Gore Verbinski for it. He believed in it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Are there really that many Rango fans out there? I love Rango.
Never seen it.
Oh, you got to see Rango.
Probably.
But like, I don't think it needs to necessarily be Gore Verbinski. I think we're okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind Gore Verbinski, but how many Gore Verbinski heads are there actually out there? That's my thing. If Netflix wants to give it to him and he wants to do it, great.
I mean, at the end of the day, too, though, the likelihood of Netflix wanting to make an R-rated Bioshock is pretty low. And that was the reason that the original film fell apart, is the Universal didn't want to do the R-rated film.
Well, but counterpoint, if they don't do a limited theatrical release with it, they don't have to submit to the ratings board. And Netflix does mature stuff.
They do, absolutely, but not everything. And I don't know that Bioshock is something that they would want to put a gate on like that. You know what I mean? By
Yeah.
having it be that much more mature when, video game movies are still often marketed to a younger demographic.
We've had our Resident Evils. We've had our, our other things. We've got Johnny Spartan over on Paramount Plus being a serious action hero. I think they could potentially make Bioshock as dark as they need to.
Is Johnny Spartan an R-rated action hero, though?
They don't need to do a rating. It's on Paramount Plus.
But, as a show, I don't think it's going to be in any way something that would be classified as,
Fraud Monet brings up a good point. I think certain episodes of The Witcher would be an R.
Mhm.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think there's space for an R-rated Bioshock. But that also brings up another point. Baby, you're going to do Bioshock in 2 hours? We're in the golden age of prestige television.
Could have been a series.
Johnny Spartan's getting 16 hours
Mhm.
or something. Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
Give us a little bit of that. Give us a little bit of that, would you kindly? Come on. Would you kindly make this a TV show instead of a film?
I mean, it's possible. Netflix has been known to do that. Once they have the rights to something, they're very interested in expanding upon it. So,
Dude, if this was like $100 million pilot,
yeah,
I would love that.
I agree.
I would love that.
I agree. I think a series would have been a better option. So Netflix is working with 2K and Take-Two on this, and I bet it's 3 years out.
2K, we've talked about this. They get what's going on. Gearbox and 2K obviously work together very hard to make this Borderlands movie as big a deal as it's going to be.
Mhm.
Coming out of the gate with your Jamie Lee Curtises and your Kate Blanchetts and your Kevin Harts and your Jack Blacks. Like, they're trying to make video games, they're trying to make it a big deal.
Mhm.
I like that they're looking at their entire list of IP and going, what do we got? And it's a shame that it really took Marvel and Sonic and like all this other stuff to make companies realize that they don't just own video game IPs. They own character IPs, and they need to be involved with all of it
Yeah.
to make it work right. But I'm glad we're here.
Mhm.
I'm glad we're here, and I'm glad Take-Two is paying attention. In a final bit of Hollywood news, we love Hollywood. We love the glitz and the glamour and the premieres and the gaffers.
I mean, yeah,
We love gaffers.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact,
actually.
we love crews.
Actually,
I don't want to
no.
add that to the joke. We actually love crews,
Yeah,
and we love
yeah.
all the people that actually work hard to make things happen.
Yeah.
Um,
Stan Iossi.
but we also love fancy dresses, and
We do.
and we love pretty people wearing tuxedos, and
yeah.
we love rich people giving other rich people statues for being rich people.
Oh, no, I hate that.
Hollywood. And one thing we really do love, other than IATSE, I do love a Star Trek.
Yeah, of course.
And I'll tell you what, Paramount Plus, crushing it with Star Trek. Star Trek Discovery, great show. took a little bit to get its footing. Great show. Lower Decks is some of the best Star Trek ever made. The animated series about all the ensigns.
Wow.
So good, so funny. Some of the best Star Trek ever. We got baby Star Trek for babies with Captain Janeway.
Yeah.
We love that. Get the kids in there.
We do love that.
We really do love it. And I even love the J.J. Abrams Star Trek verse.
Sure, yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're completely different than anything else Star Trek, and I get that.
Mhm.
And I understand why it's not for everyone.
Right.
I don't mind a little action adventure Star Trek. As long as I've got all of these good shows happening on the TV side,
Yeah.
I don't mind having a little popcorn and watching Kirk, I don't know, motorcycle off a cliff or whatever the fuck Kirk is doing in this next one.
Right. Fast and Furious it a little bit.
Yeah.
I am of the opinion that, these franchises that are so protected and loved, as they like hit down and expand and spread out, we have to some extent not expect everything from one of them because we're getting 10 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. It's like, so, when some people are like, I don't know if Boba Fett's my Star Wars or whatever. It's like, that's fine.
Right, there's so much other Star Wars.
There's so much other Star Wars right now. Oh, well, The Rise of Skywalker and The Last Jedi weren't for me. Great.
Okay.
Maybe Boba Fett is. There's so
Very
much
different
going
films.
on.
But all of this is to say new
The Last
Star
Jedi
Trek
is
is
more like
confirmed.
the best Star Wars ever.
I agree. New Star Trek film is confirmed, including Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto.
I'll tell you what. When I look at that photo, that's a good cast.
That is.
I really do look at it and I think to myself, that's a good cast.
Yeah.
Dang, man. I really do like Zachary Quinto as Spock.
Mhm.
Chris Pine. So if you take Chris Pine out of Star Trek, I can't remember which Chris he is. But in Star Trek, I'm like, yeah, he's a good Kirk.
Yeah.
He's a really good Kirk.
I agree.
Carl Urban as Bones was like super surprising to me in the first movie, and then I was like, shit, he's great.
Yeah.
And Bones is like my favorite character. I'm like a big DeForest Kelly guy. So like I just like the guy who's like grouchy in space.
Yeah.
I love the idea that everybody else is like, we're going to explore strange new worlds, and he's like, fucking hell. Like, that's just so funny to me.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Scotty? Like,
Yeah.
that was such a no-brainer. That was such a layup of casting.
I do agree.
Such a layup. Like, they didn't have to do anything. And he wrote, like, 2 of these. He wrote 2 of the Star Trek movies. He was like,
Wow.
yeah, as long as I'm Scotty, I guess I'll write them.
Cassidy Weaver said, which Chris is Captain America? That one is Chris Evans.
Mm-hmm.
I had to think about it.
Evans is Cap. Hemsworth is Thor. Pratt is a
dead
dick.
to us.
And Pine is Kirk.
And also Wonder Woman's boyfriend.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's hang around boyfriend who doesn't do anything. Just another man there for eye candy.
Good.
Oh, but only one of them. Only one of them is Super Mario.
That is very true. There was actually one more piece of movie news.
Movie news.
They just announced A Quiet Place Part 3. And I just have to wonder how it keeps being quiet.
How quiet is that place?
Now, I did see A Quiet Place too, and like I'm just a big horror fan, and this is almost horror. I'm of the opinion it's not quite. I did see 1 and 2, and by no means was A Quiet Place 2 a bad movie.
No.
It was a very good movie.
Great.
I just didn't watch it and think, oh, I'm so glad they continued this story. I think that they gave a lot of character development to the kids in a way that was really interesting. But I can't help but look at this and go, oh shit, another one?
Yeah, I understand the instinct to make a second one because you've set up an interesting world with interesting rules.
Yeah.
And even though, and this is something I think Hollywood's forgotten about, as much as we love movies and we love glitz and we love glamour and we love the premieres and we love borrowing expensive jewelry from from wealthy institutions just for one night. We love all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Something that Hollywood, I think, has forgotten about genre fiction is, man, sometimes you just gotta. The interesting world is interesting because you don't touch it. It's a background to a very human story.
Right.
And as interesting as the Quiet Place world is, I felt the same way. I didn't see A Quiet Place 2 because I was like, no. I understand wanting to tell stories in that world, but
again, it was a good movie. I don't know why I walk away not necessarily wanting more. Maybe it just feels done, and that's good. But here's my hope. So A Quiet Place Part 3, it doesn't come out until 2025. That's going to be a while, and we've been following a story of a mother and 3 children. Maybe we're moving on from those people's story. It's the same way that I felt when The Purge came out initially. I was like, ooh, you've got a world here, and this is very fascinating for a horror setting. I'm not really interested in the people you've showed me. I think there's a lot of opportunity, though, to tell other stories in that world. So maybe Part 3 is that. We have no indication of that so far. What we do know is that Michael Sarnowski is set to direct.
Oh, Krasinski's not coming back.
Now, Krasinski was a writer on it. He wrote the film. I'm not positive he directed. I don't know.
Krasinski directed the first one.
Okay.
It was a big deal.
Yeah.
I don't know that he directed the second one.
So he is still credited as the creator, but currently on IMDb, he is not credited as a writer for this one. Writers are credited as Scott Beck and Jeff Nichols.
Okay. Yeah, and it looks like he did direct the first 2. So this is the one where he said, "Peace, I'm out," which also makes sense if we are pulling the camera back to show this larger world.
Yeah. Like
maybe he's like, "Cool, take the world, do interesting stuff with it. I told the story of my characters that I wanted to tell."
Yeah.
Which is great. We love movies, and we love John Krasinski, and we love Emily Blunt, and we like when they're on red carpets and they do big glitzy, glamoury things. But that's all the movie we have, so we don't love movies anymore.
Oh, thank God, we get to be done.
Now we're back to loving video games.
Oh, okay.
We're done with movies.
Okay.
Relationship with best friendship with movies over.
Okay. We've been on a real roller coaster here.
Yeah. I have a lot of big emotions.
Okay. And I support your big emotions.
Thank you. Here's something that might cause some big emotions in people. Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah. How long have you had it sitting in your Steam library? I'm on 2 years.
It is still, of course, in early access. You can still play Baldur's Gate 3 in its current state. Hey, by the way, we're seeing all these. We love all these, and we will give shout-outs to everybody during the roll call at the end of the show. You can play Baldur's Gate in its current finished state.
Yes.
Obviously, if they make big changes to the game, it could wipe your save. Certain things could break. Whatever. So a lot of people are not playing Baldur's Gate anymore because it's been in early access for a very long time.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to come out this year. So you know what I'm going to say.
It's not. Baldur's Gate 3 has been moved to 2023.
Look, the world is a trash fire. And you got to give these developers space. You really do. That's the thing. Early access is a tricky thing because as somebody who doesn't follow Baldur's Gate very closely, I could have sworn it already came out.
Really?
It's one of those things.
Yeah.
I could have sworn that it happened.
Look, it was too early of a pre-release. It was too early to put it into early access. And to have people paying full price for a game they're going to wait years for and probably won't be interested in anymore by the time it actually comes out. Yeah. It's going to feel for a lot of people like they paid the full price for Baldur's Gate 3 to get an unfinished game because by the time that the full release hits their Steam library, they'll have played and they'll be over it.
This is the double-edged sword of an early access or a Kickstarter or anything like that where you have a lot of lead time and an initial PR push. Is you run the risk of people moving on.
Yeah.
And you run the risk of people forgetting about things. Now, I'm all for this company waiting. I'm all for Larian Studios waiting and releasing the thing when it's ready.
Absolutely.
And I'm all for them giving their employees the time to do that in a healthy manner during the current state of the world and beyond. And beyond. Let's remember that when all this is over, we still want to hold studios' feet to the fire for treating their employees horribly.
Yep.
People still need living hours and a living wage. But they did say our internal goalpost for release is a quality bar rather than a date. Then stop giving us dates. Stop saying it's going to come out in a specific year if you're not going to do that. Just don't say anything. Say we're excited to keep working on it.
Yeah.
We're making a lot of progress. Feedback from the early access has been great. If you haven't gotten into the early access yet, you got to try it out. We're constantly listening to there are PR ways to do this.
Right.
There are a ton of progress has been made towards that quality bar over the past year in early access. We know many players are waiting for an actual date. That date will come when we're even closer to meeting our goal. But right now, our expectation is that Baldur's Gate 3 will be released out of early access in 2023. Now, this I like because they're not even saying early 2023, Q1. They're just saying
2023.
There's a year coming. There's a game coming. If a game leaves Chicago on a train going 100 miles an hour, and a year is coming towards that train on the same track because that's how time works, when do they inevitably collide? The train, by the way, is leaving from Bakersfield, the one that has time. Yeah. There's like one taco place and nothing else.
That makes so much sense for time.
Time would be in Bakersfield.
Time feels like it's in Bakersfield right now. But yeah,
So
that's 3 years of early access, which is just it's a lot of years for me.
That's a lot of years.
I'm in favor of doing an early access. I just think holding it until you get a little closer would have been the move for me.
Mm-hmm.
In other somewhat disappointing gaming news, if you are just a huge fan of the WiiU gaming library.
Listen.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh while I said it. I'm
we
sorry.
We are huge fans of the WiiU gaming library. We love plugging in resistive touch tablets that have no range. We love we love Nintendo Land.
Yeah. Trying to think of a Wii U game that I can't also play on my Switch. You know, we got Mario Kart 8, but it's on Switch now.
Yeah.
Super Mario 3D World.
So many great games that you can only get on the Nintendo Wii U console. But if you are a big fan of the Wii U or the 3DS, which actually, if somebody told me they were still playing their 3DS, I'd be like, fuck yeah, you are.
Yeah, absolutely. I do still occasionally play my 3DS.
Fuck yeah, the 3DS rules. You will no longer be able to access the 3DS or Wii U shops as of March.
Now, as of right now, they do say that they have no plans to make them available on streaming platforms or do something like they're doing right now with the expansion pass. I get that because they're not far enough out yet. I don't think there's a lot of draw or appeal to putting any of these games yet onto those. I mean, maybe in a good few years, a little bit of nostalgia will kick in for Yoshi's Woolly World.
Yeah, I mean, they have definitely mined that library quite a bit for the Switch. I think there are very few things that still need re-releases. I think, yeah, I mean, even Wonderful 101 got a re-release. Like, they've really dipped into that and moved all that stuff to the Switch.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of things being left behind in this. We've talked previously about some of these things. I mean, Anthony is somebody who's always talking about how kind of not owning your games is, this is what can happen.
Yep.
Right?
It do get a little fucky.
Yeah, but you have a year if you want to go back and play any of your Wii U games or your 3DS games that you wanted to get on the eShop and you haven't yet. If you have them on your 3DS, you have them. If you have them downloaded on the Wii U, you have them. So you have plenty of time to get all the games. Can anybody name a game that they can't play on another platform that they're losing with the Wii U?
Not really. Not really. Um,
All the game.
all the game. Think about all the game. Uh, in the exact opposite of Nintendo news, I want to talk about system requirements for Elden Ring.
Okay, I will agree that that is the exact opposite of talking about Nintendo.
Listen, when you're talking about Nintendo news, you're talking about something very different than high-end PC gaming specs and requirements.
Mm-hmm.
Elden Ring's minimum system requirements are a GTX 1060, 12 gigs of RAM, and an Intel Core i5 8400. Now,
Okay.
the 12 gigs of RAM is particularly high.
I did notice that as well.
Um,
Because like a 1060 at this point in time is a pretty a pretty reasonable ask and requirement. All right.
yeah, the 1060 is pretty baseline now for enthusiast cards.
Yeah.
Although all cards are hard to get right now.
That is very true.
But the 1060 is a real budget card now.
Yes.
You know, especially now that we've got like the budget 2000 series and the budget 3000 series.
Yeah.
Other than the RAM, it's a pretty easy ask.
Mm-hmm.
It also says, hey, stick with Windows 10 if you can, which I think is what a lot of people are going to say to us over the next 6 months to a year.
Yeah. You updated, didn't you?
Only on my laptop here.
Okay.
Never on a production machine.
No.
Never on a production machine. You know, it's funny because you can really see the mix of gaming audiences when you look at the live studio audience right now, because half the people are saying like, that's pretty chill.
Yeah.
And the other half are being like, whoa, I'm definitely getting it on console then. Which makes a lot of sense. You got to put your money towards the platform that you're going to use the most, that you love the most.
Yeah.
And if you've got yourself a console that can play Elden Ring, it really does seem like they're trying to optimize it for consoles.
Yeah.
But that good open From Software world on a big boy card,
I am very excited.
I am very excited. And the fact that it only needs the i5 and the 1060 makes me very, very happy, because it means it's going to look
so good.
so good on the big boy card.
It is going to look so good
Am
on
I
the big
still-
boy card.
Am I still paying off the big boy card? Yes. Probably for years of my life.
Elden Ring will be the thing that makes it worth it.
It's an investment in the future.
Yes.
That's what Matt Damon told me. He told me to mine crypto. And then, you know, the i5s and things like that now. Now, here's the thing. The PC specs do say, on the Radeon side, you're going to want an RX 580, which is not too bad. You're going to need 60 gigs of storage, which is fucking standard these days. 60 gigs for a video game. For like every video game.
That's a big game.
That's a standard size game. Damn. Calm down on the sizes. That's the thing.
These hard drives are getting cheaper.
There's also, they say, a 60 FPS cap on the PC. Will not run faster than 60 FPS. I expect there will be a patch for that very quickly.
Yeah.
A community patch. But I think it's very interesting that they did not, well, it's very From Software not to optimize their game to run faster than, I'm surprised we got the 60.
Yeah.
Honestly, with From Software, sometimes you never know.
That shows we're making.
I'm very excited for it. February 25th. We're so close to Elden Ring.
We're so close. That is 9 days away.
Accomplish everything you wanted to accomplish in your life in 9 days, because after that, it's Elden Ring, and I don't know what else you're going to be doing.
You're so right. This is going to become an Elden Ring show. There'll be no more news to talk about. We're just going to sit here and go,
Did I tell you I accidentally fell back into the waifus?
oh no, Anthony.
I accidentally fell back into
That explains why I haven't heard from you all week.
I fell back into the Genshin.
That makes so much sense, genuinely, as your friend. That makes so much sense.
The tall, cold, beautiful, wealthy woman, who is my favorite, had a side quest in a special dress that you could earn,
Yeah.
and I jumped back
Was
in.
it to go lick some boots?
I'll lick her boots.
Was it to go deliver a bunch of money to Elon Musk?
I know. I know.
Yeah.
And then there's a new update. There's another new
Ooh,
update
thank
that
you,
just
Daddy
released.
Elon. Ooh.
I
Thank you, Daddy
fucking
Muskie.
I know. I fucking hate that their CEO did that still. Thank you for reminding me. It's just such a good
Hey,
game.
Anthony, maybe if you keep playing, the CEO
Hmm.
can live out his dream of getting Elon Musk to come to the studio.
Okay. Okay, I get it. I know what I'm doing.
Hey, maybe you can help.
Look, it's going to be fine. Elden Ring comes out in 9 days, and then I'll be totally on Elden Ring, and I won't be supporting it anymore. It's just they also released the Shrine Maiden
Mm-hmm.
as a playable character.
Yeah. Does it look like Grime?
It looks a bit like Grimes. It's weird how Japanese culture steals so much from Grimes. In big video game modding news, the biggest video game modding news, baby, we've done it. We've done it.
Hey, you wouldn't swallow a car, would you?
You wouldn't swallow a car.
There he is. A modder put Sweet Karby into Mario Kart.
His little feet as the spoilers.
Mario Karby.
Karby, baby.
I love this so much.
Karby B. God, I love Karby. Let me tell you something. It still doesn't make any sense. He's basically just laying on it.
Yeah, he's not eating it. Maybe it's a new feature set for Kirby in this new game. I'm not mad at the idea of that.
Mega mouth.
Kirby is doing a little more dittoing,
Yeah. I love it.
I truly think, I know Nintendo will not do this, but I think it would be so fucking smart to do this.
They should.
Like promotional of your own game, But
If they don't, and here's the thing, this has been up for 3 days, and this dude hasn't gotten a cease and desist, which means they're not doing it. You can have you can download a special Mercedes-Benz for Mario to drive. Because do you remember that cross promo?
No.
There's a Mercedes-Benz cross promo with Mario Kart 8, but they didn't put the Karby in. Put the Karby in, baby.
Feels weird.
Put the Karby in, baby. This is a modder named Reazer MC or Reazer MC who did this, and bless their heart for doing the Lord's work.
Thank you very much. We do have a little bit of TV news.
We love television.
Mhm.
We love advertising.
Okay, we've got an update to BenderGate. For those who don't recall or might have missed it last week, John DiMaggio, the voice of Bender in Futurama, has said that he will not be returning for the reboot because they weren't able to meet what he considered to be a fair rate. They'd already released a casting call. They were, for all intents and purposes, replacing the voice of Bender.
And we all lost our collective minds.
Of course, nobody likes that.
Nobody likes it.
That.
And then, a lot of stuff, these things have twists and turns.
Mm-hmm.
You find out that they offered the same deal to the other principal players, Katie Siegel and Billy West, and they signed it.
Mm-hmm.
And you go, the studio is putting out a lot of information. You'll see this secretly and quietly putting out a lot of anonymous information and rumors that say that John DiMaggio is just a dainty princess sleeping on 18 mattresses who wants too much money for himself and is holding up, giving the fans what they want, which is finally for Futurama to return for the 4th time.
Which
we do.
I do. As a Futurama fan, I do.
But there's a lot of John DiMaggio is the reason this isn't working, and you can smell the corporation a mile away when things like that happen.
So John DiMaggio put out a statement just to clarify some things and said, I've been thinking about everything that's going on these past months. And just to be clear, I don't think that I deserve to be paid more. I think that the entire cast does.
Boom.
Which I think is huge. They said negotiations are a natural part of working in business. Everyone has a different strategy and different boundaries. Their price, some accept offers, some hold their ground. Bender is a part of my soul, and nothing about this is meant to be disrespectful to the fans or my Futurama family. It's about self-respect. and honestly being tired of an industry that has become far too corporate and takes advantage of artists' time and talent. I wish I could give you every detail so that you could understand, but that is not my place. Thanks again for the love, everyone. I'm still hoping for the best. So I do see that as the door is not closed, which is really excellent. And it would be really lovely. And I almost think it's kind of their only choice at this point is to come out and say, we are paying the entire cast more. We're giving our 3 leads more money.
I wonder if they do it, or if they still recast, or if they kill Bender.
No.
I wonder what they're going to do. It depends on how long this goes on and how much bad press this is for Fox.
It's been pretty bad press. It's been proper trending on Twitter. And like, look, the people who are making it trend, and this isn't always the case, the people who are upset and the people who are making it trend are your audience. Futurama in this 4th iteration is not going to be something that hits that new audience. You know what I mean? It isn't going to be the thing that draws in a ton of new viewers for the first time to Futurama. It's made for the people like us who have a ton of nostalgia for it and have stuck through with it and are like, great, keep bringing it back.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
but I just keep thinking about Matrix 4 without Hugo Weaving, and I'm just like, sometimes they'll do it. Sometimes they'll do it.
That's true.
Just to do it.
I just wonder, because the Futurama following is a bit more like niche and cult, like,
I think it's a bad look. I just wonder how deep they're willing to go. Acius80 in the live studio audiences says, should salary negotiations be this public? Yes, all salary negotiations should be public. You should be talking to everybody about how much money they make. That should be a real and public and easy thing for people to share. How might this make the other staff that did sign feel that they don't have their own best interests in mind? I mean, yeah, but like, look, if the other staff feels bad, if the rest of the staff feels bad, then and that makes the giant corporation that's going to make a few $100 million off of this look bad, that's fine.
Right.
It's not like John DiMaggio should have been quiet so the other cast members wouldn't feel shame.
Right.
It's no, John DiMaggio should go, I mean, honestly, I want to know what the communication is between this cast because I think about projects that I've been on, and obviously I haven't been on anything like anything, but I have been on projects where I will call up the other people. Like, you have to be in touch with each other and be like, how much are they saying they'll pay you? Here's how much they're saying they're going to pay me.
Yep.
Let's make sure that we're all making about the same amount of money.
And the thing is we've created this like taboo around discussing money and discussing salaries. Do you know who did that to us?
John DiMaggio.
It's the big corporations.
Oh, the big corporations.
The big corporations want for you to not discuss your salaries, to not talk about wages. They want to make it seem like it would even be a violation as an employee. There are a ton of things that are vague in handbooks or in the way that managers speak to employees that make it seem like that would be against policy and potentially get them in trouble.
Or
when
even,
it is not. That's illegal.
Or even they'll guilt you in a weird, like, I've had managers be like, hey, so we're giving you this raise, but listen, don't talk about it with everyone because money's really tight right now and we couldn't give that to everyone.
Nope.
And we don't want people to feel bad. And I'm like, eat shit. I don't feel guilty. You should feel guilty.
Here's the thing.
I'm going to go out there and I'm going to tell everybody and I'm going to make you feel guilty.
Right.
I got mine and everybody else should get theirs too.
A, they can't take that back if you're already getting a promotion or a raise or whatever that is signed. And 2, they can just lie to you, and they probably are. I want to scroll up a little bit. Harry Horror Show in the live studio audience said,
Hi,
we
Harry.
all lose when we don't discuss our pay. Everyone.
That's
Everyone
real.
but the corporations. So, yes, I think that these salary negotiations should be public. I think it should be more public. I think it should be more transparent than it is. If you are at a large corporation, please discuss your pay with your coworkers because the people most affected by not discussing pay are marginalized people.
Oh, yeah. If you don't follow, listen, even if you're not a big Reddit person, the anti-work Reddit, follow it. Follow it. It's very good. It's a bunch of people sharing all of these capitalistic practices that are happening every day right now and just sort of supporting each other and helping everyone figure out the best things to do. A lot of posts that I see are like, I saw one that was like, hey, this guy quit and left the company, and we knew that he was going to be like escorted out. It was that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent his final email, CC all. He was like, today's my last day. Thank you all. It's been wonderful. By the way, here's how much I make. So if you're at my level, I hope you make at least that much. And if you're asked to do any of my work before they rehire for my position, this is how much I make. You should get a proportional raise if you're asked to do any of that stuff.
Truly a legend. There was also a TikTok that was going around for the last 2 weeks of a woman who was in some kind of hiring position showing an email saying, you know, I just hired someone at $85,000 a year for a position that I had $125,000 budgeted for because they didn't negotiate. Know your worth. Negotiate better. No, that is not on the responsibility of the employee to know what you have budgeted. If you have that amount budgeted, pay someone fairly and adequately.
That person, now look, here's the thing. If you posted that and you posted that on LinkedIn or something, the person that you hired can see it. And I hope they do see it, and I hope they march right into your office, Janet, and they say, hey, fuck you, man. That's 33% of what I could be making. That's enough money to change my life.
Yep.
And you kept it from me, and you feel smug about it.
Correct.
How dare you?
They say this is what happens when you don't know your worth. Hey, that's what happens when you don't know my worth. Actually, when I'm being crushed under the corporate weight of capitalism and I need a job.
I hope that person immediately quit.
I hope so too.
I hope that
and
person
lit that company up. I hope the internet has found out where that woman works and has put that shit on blast. I am not encouraging doxing. Don't release any personal information about that woman, but do release information about that company.
Yeah, for sure. I am so tired of this thing where like that woman is gonna get a pat on the head from corporate and might get like an extra 2% on her cost of living increase.
Yep.
For fucking somebody else over. She gets crumbs for taking away somebody's dinner, and she's proud, and she considers it part of the hustle. And I hate that corporations have made us feel that way, where it's my success comes at your detriment. I hate that. If that position pays $125,000, just fucking pay it. Just fucking pay it. And Santo Hartono, no, you're wrong. We don't have laws that do that, and that's why we need to speak up.
Yeah.
Corporations are taking over the laws that protect us for that, and they've been slowly eroding them for the last 40 years.
Most of the laws are in place to benefit the exact people that are trying to oppress us. If you're relying on the law to save you, and up to this point in your life, the law has been enough to protect you, you probably come from a great position of privilege.
Yeah. Also important to remember, I just want to mention this. We have a global audience.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that we are in the United States of America. And so if you live in a place that has those protections built in, which, by the way, if that woman had done that in the EU,
mm-hmm.
she'd be fired and her company would be fined.
Correct.
You can't do that in the EU. If you list a position, you have to list how much that position is worth,
mm-hmm.
and you have to stick to it. And if they find out that you've been fucking with it, you get a huge fine. That's not the way it works here, unfortunately. I wish it did. Oh yeah, right to work state. Right to work, like the Patriot Act. I love the way we name laws.
Yeah, right?
Moving along into some more fun news. We got to rail at capitalism for at least 10 minutes per episode.
Yeah.
But then we have to turn around and participate in capitalism. Interesting. If we hate capitalism so much, why do we participate in it? Because capitalism means that we get...
Not correct.
tall neck Lego sets.
Not what that means at all.
Because we get tall neck Lego sets from Event Horizon.
Okay. We can have these without capitalism.
Crush me with your windpipe, corporate daddy. Ruin me for these Legos.
No. no, we could have this without capitalism. Really,
No,
it could be more of a
I've given up.
circular gifting system.
I'm full on corpo
where
now.
People just make things
No.
and contribute what they're able to.
Lock
and
me
we
up and put
support
me
and
in
take care
debtor's
of
prison,
those
daddy.
less able to. Okay, this is very exciting.
Running water is not a right.
This is also
Give me Legos.
It's also a reminder that even if you hate capitalism, you're forced to participate in it, and you deserve nice things that bring you joy in surviving this life. You're not going to fix capitalism by not buying Legos. If you would, I would agree.
I know, electricity. Who needs it? It's not a basic right. You should pay for that.
Right. Okay.
And if you don't need electricity, just don't pay for it. It's an option. Anyway.
It's a good Lego set.
It's a great Lego
it's a
set.
Good Lego set.
It's coming out for $80 on May 22nd. Has 1,222 bricks. Which means it's a medium-sized Lego set.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one of the big boys that's going to take you multiple days.
It's no 11,000 piece Millennium Falcon. 1,000 I feel like is a good amount.
1,000 is actually like kind of my perfect place.
I agree, because I did the Lego NES, and with the TV, it was too many pieces.
That's like 3,000 pieces or something, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's a multiple day project. That's like you got to set aside a table at your house.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And if you only have like a table,
right,
you're fucked.
Yeah, my dining table is still consumed.
But these are great sizes. It comes with a little Aloy. And it comes with one of the little squeaker bots. I forget what they're called. The little squidgy boys.
Oh yeah.
Little squeaker squidgies.
Squeaky squidgy.
That's what they're called. Little squeaker squidgies. Love them. Love them. And so that's exciting because we're also not too far away from Horizon Forbidden West. Reviews have dropped. Have you seen some of the reviews?
Yes.
Everybody's losing their mind.
I also feel like we should acknowledge one of the things that came out with those is a tweet that was going around, really zoomed in on Aloy's face, that said, "Why does Aloy have a beard?" Which was most commonly quote tweeted with, "Definitely said by a man who's never been within 5 feet of a woman."
Yeah.
Yeah, because she has peach fuzz, because they did incredible work to make her incredibly realistic.
Because we all do.
And that man's never been allowed that close to a woman, so I
Give
understand.
Aloy, hairy, Jewish arms. That's what I say. I want Aloy to look like one of my relatives.
Sure.
I want her to have the real hair.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. In a world where dinosaurs is robots and meta headsets are built into your ear, you ain't hot waxing. You ain't waxing.
No, absolutely not.
You got the peach fuzz, you got the arm hair.
It's just it's little peach fuzz on her face, and it looks so cool. Like, it's so realistic. It's
so
incredible.
When the
What a
light
fucking
plays off
time.
of it.
What a fucking time to be playing video games.
Yo.
He said, "Why does Aloy have a beard?"
I don't know. Why are you never going to get kissed? Like,
tell me you've never been kissed without telling me you've never been kissed.
You got to be it said the Twitter terms of service say you got to be 13 to sign up, kiddo. Come on. That's fucking wild. But I will say this. The reviews seem to be pointing towards things that I wanted fixed. Like, we always make the comparison between the original Horizon and Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Because Breath of the Wild, Horizon looked like it had a lot of freedom, but Breath of the Wild actually had freedom.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I've seen people saying in all of the reviews is that they've really changed that.
Yeah.
And you can really go just about anywhere now. Not like, I'm going to climb to the top of this mountain. And in Breath of the Wild, you got to climb that mountain. Whereas in the original Horizon, it's like, there are 3 pathways to take up the mountain.
Yeah.
Choose a pathway. No.
This time you're climbing a mountain.
No, I'm going to climb the mountain.
Climbing a mountain. Anthony, I think they should update the Twitter terms of service. I think it should be, you have to be 13 or over.
Yeah.
And have kissed a girl. For everybody.
For everyone.
For everybody.
Go out there and kiss a girl, everyone.
I
Everyone.
just feel like.
Yeah.
my replies on Twitter. My DMs maybe wouldn't have to be closed if that was a requirement.
Listen, I think if more people were smooching and getting smooched and were behaving in a way that gives you more access to smooching, the world would be a much better place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
That's just the way it is.
I think I'd get called a bitch on the internet less.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
If more people were getting smooched,
Touch some grass, get a kiss.
absolutely. Touch some peach fuzz on a lady's face.
In other capitalism news,
Love capitalism.
we don't.
Big
We're
no.
not gonna. No, we're not gonna keep it up. Slashed.
But movies?
No, we're done with all of it.
All right.
Y'all, an electric DeLorean.
Gonna go back in time. Gonna go back in time.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I
Yeah.
don't mind. Gonna back in time. Yeah. Bah, 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 bah. The future was never promised. Thank God, because we never got it. Look, this is an all-electric DeLorean. The DeLorean Motor Company is back
Yeah, sure.
in a big way.
Fucking why not?
Why not?
Absolutely why not? Why not make it electric? I'm all in. I love an electric vehicle. Sure.
Now, is it still going to be made out of like crazy brushed aluminum? Like just the heaviest car in the world. Do you remember it was made of like brushed aluminum or brushed steel or something, and like if you looked at it, it scratched.
Yeah.
And it was like the heaviest car on the market.
Right now, at least on their website and on their social media, that little video is all we have, which doesn't show a ton. They're encouraging people to sign up for updates.
Gonna go back
It
in
says premiere
time.
date in 2022, this year. I do agree. Like, fuck Tesla.
Now, this is not the original DeLorean Motor Company, which
Mhm.
went under. The DeLorean Motor Company is now owned by a company that's based in Humble, Texas, and it's owned by a Liverpool-born mechanic named Stephen Wynn. He basically took over the DeLorean trademark and started a new DeLorean Motor Company.
Now, I gotta be honest, when you were like, hey, it's not the original, it's owned by, I was like, all right, let's hear it. It's GMC, I don't know, many car manufacturers. I thought it was going to be one of the big ones, and I was going to be disappointed because it was going to be like, ooh, you know, it's just the DeLorean, don't pay attention, don't look behind the curtain, but like, it's just a dude?
That's the thing. That's why I looked it up. I was equally surprised. I was like, surely one of the big companies, like I was thinking maybe somebody like a Chevy who's done like a lot of really, or a Nissan who's done like a lot of really good, interesting electric vehicle work, but just doesn't get the respect or the luxury brand. I thought maybe they bought DeLorean and they turned it into their luxury brand. This is an engineer who has been servicing DeLoreans. This is the only DeLorean service station that's been in America since the closing of the DeLorean Motor Company. If you own a DeLorean, you go to Humble, Texas. You send it to Humble, Texas to be fixed by Stephen Wynn. So he owns the trademark. He's been selling DeLorean merchandise, and now he's making an electric vehicle. And the deal is there's something called the Low Volume Vehicle Manufacturing Act, which basically allows motor vehicle manufacturers to more easily make smaller numbers of cars. This is for people who want to innovate in the automotive industry. So he is taking advantage of that to create a new DeLorean. Will it be made of the heaviest metal? Will it be just a giant bank safe on wheels like the original?
No. I don't think so.
I don't believe it will.
I don't believe it will.
No, I think perhaps not.
I would like one.
You know,
To be honest, I would like one.
here's the thing. I do kind of want a DeLorean.
Yeah, right?
There's that, and above and beyond Back to the Future. Take Back to the Future, put it to the side here. DeLoreans are just weird and 80s and retro cool in such a strange way. They're like boxy sleek, you know, in that strange way. And because they're made of like the brushed steel, they look strange. I just like how weird they are. I would take, if you offered me a DeLorean and one of those Scion XBs that looked like a refrigerator on wheels.
I loved those.
I don't know which one I would choose.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just like a weird looking car.
Yeah.
I just like a weird looking car.
A little toaster.
We are unsure how much the DeLorean is going to cost, but the DeLorean Motor Company originally anticipated building 50 vehicles a year over the next 6 years.
That's all?
With an estimated retail price of $100,000. This is basically Stephen Wynn and a few people hand building your car.
That's great.
That's pretty dope.
That's excellent. Good for them. I feel like this is getting a lot of attention, so that'll probably expand rather rapidly.
You know, I hope not.
I also kind of hope not, but also, I don't know.
I think the more
he's just a guy, and I kind of hope for him that this does well for him.
I hope it does well, but I think the more it expands, the less likely it is to happen. Just because he's not a automotive manufacturer. He doesn't own factories or anything.
Right.
He wants to build 50 cars a year.
Yeah, I mean, also it's getting a lot of like viral attention, but most of the people who are going to share this aren't going to have $100,000 to spend on a DeLorean. So, you know.
For $100,000, you could get so many tall neck Legos.
You could. And we're running out of time. So, we have one more piece of news. There was a pretty freaking big deal this week. We got that Lord of the Rings anime.
Yeah, this is okay.
This caught me off guard. I didn't know this was coming. Did you? Had you heard anything about this?
No, this kind of like we knew that they were developing multiple properties.
Yes.
And I want to say that a part of the initial announcement was that they were exploring animated content. Because why wouldn't they? But dang, this is kind of wild though.
This is really, really interesting. All right, I'm going to try not to butcher this name. This is called The War of Rohirrim.
Rohirrim.
Rohirrim?
Rohirrim.
I don't know if I should be pronouncing that much of the H.
Raharim. Hey,
Rohirrim.
Somebody in the chat, spell it out phonetically. Rohirrim. I don't know.
This word.
That's the one. Rohirrim. I don't know, man.
It could be Rohirrim.
It could be anything. It could be.
We got totally different things from everyone, and I love it.
It could be pronounced Steven.
I appreciate you all taking a stab at it. Thank you for trying. This is set roughly 2 centuries before the events of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
It will explore the exploits of Helm Hammerhand and the King of Rohan. Okay, if it's Rohan.
Rohirrim.
It might give us something. I don't know. And the creation of Helm's Deep, the stronghold featured in Lord of the Rings 2 Towers.
That's cool.
I do feel like this is a really excellent model right now. I mean, obviously you have The Witcher, who is, as a franchise, succeeded very well by also dipping into the like animated side of it.
Now, here's something. There's a particular part of this announcement that has me questioning some things. Kenji Kamiyama was a director on Blade Runner Black Lotus and Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, is going to be directing, and the producer, Joseph Chow, the producer of Blade Runner Black Lotus, is going to be producing. So that tells me this is 3D.
That is really interesting. Yeah, because obviously Black Lotus did have that 3D animation. However, I will say, Blade Runner Black Lotus was really good.
It looked really good, and it was really good.
I understand that the animation style is not for everybody, but I enjoyed the story very much and the characters very much, so...
And, you know, standalone complex had a little more money thrown at it, and I think looked a little nicer. So,
Is this a photo from the series? I think it is. This is the photo that we got with it.
No, that's just a photo of Lord of the Rings. Or
No.
Is that part of it?
No, this is part of it.
That's part of it? Okay, so this is actually New Line and Warner Brothers. This is going to be just one animated film. And I think this is interesting because if this isn't Amazon, see, this is why Amazon wants to pay $2 billion
Yeah,
to get the rights to this.
of course.
We talked last week about how the total media rights to the Lord of the Rings are up for sale. Amazon wants to buy it so they don't put out a very, very fancy and expensive television series.
Mhm.
And every year when they do that, Warner Brothers puts out some like direct-to-video animated thing
Yeah.
and like streamlines off of their hard work. Now, I'm not saying that this is like some throwaway animated feature, but I am saying they want to be the only people in the game. Amazon wants to own the Lord of the Rings.
And they should, honestly. It's up.
Really?
I don't think that Amazon should, but like it's literally up for sale. And if you're going to make the content, they should as a like business decision. I'm not saying that Amazon deserves to have it. I don't think Amazon deserves anything.
Right.
But I think that it's obviously the smart move as the people currently making the content.
Yeah. Yeah. You want it to at least be for the amount of time that Amazon is making this big show, and this is the tentpole Lord of the Rings thing. You do want them to have sort of a creative vision.
For the sake of the content and them expanding this universe so much right now, I would hate to see an acquisition in the middle that does the, Netflix to Disney Plus problem that we've talked about.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just going to make that analogy too, right? Where the ABC Marvel shows can't talk about the Netflix Marvel shows, can't talk about the movies, can't talk, you know what I mean? And it's like,
yes.
Just admit that they all exist.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's a, great time to be a Lord of the Rings fan. I enjoy Lord of the Rings. I wouldn't call myself a huge Lord of the Rings fan, but I enjoy it. I'm looking forward to this show.
I say overall it's a good time to be a nerd. We've got so many franchises that are expanding, and I know a lot of it can also be exhausting. A lot of us probably sigh when we see like another expansion of an existing universe when we want something new, but we're getting a lot of good stuff.
It's getting to the point where you can't make a joke about prequels anymore because whatever you're thinking about making a joke about has already been made. Do you know what I mean? And that's weird.
Yeah. Hey, y'all, it is 9:30. That means that is all of the time that we have. Thank you for starting your morning with us. I hope you enjoyed it. We do this show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, except for when we don't at 8 a.m. Pacific exactly. If it's not 8 a.m. where you are when we start, that's on you. Check your clock.
Yeah. Maybe figure out your life.
We're going to go through and we're going to thank everybody who directly supported us during the stream today. That's going to be your subs and your bits and that's all fucked up over there. And your donations. You literally make the show possible. We're an entirely independent network. Donations go towards us eating, mostly.
Yeah. You want us to share our income? Public sharing of income? I don't have much. That's what we have.
That's it. That's what It's Too Early makes. Things like subs and your Patreon go towards the channel functioning, us having equipment to run it, us having, I don't know, the Adobe suite mostly. We're very transparent about the channel not making any money, and the money that we do make goes out to the people who make it so good. So thank you to everybody who did that. But hey, there's a ton of non-monetary ways that you can also support the channel. You can do things like following us on social media, following us here, right? You can join the Discord. It's completely free. You can share it with a friend. You can make a clip. It might help someone else who might enjoy the show find it.
Yeah. Yeah. And in the meantime,
Don't tell a woman she looks tired.
Whoa. Fucking what?
Probably well intended. Poor execution.
Now,
in the meantime,
yeah, let's go ahead. Let's do positive reinforcement to the people who have done the good things. Here we go. Santo Hartono, thank you for the bits. Martinis for 2 at 6. Thank you for resubscribing. That's 5 months now. Martinis for 2 at 6. Thank you so much. Mr. String with the cheer. Cold Shoulder resubbing with Prime. That's 9 months. Saying always pickles. How about that?
Disagree.
How about that? We also want to say thank you to Captain Awesome with the resub for 14 months. That's just over a Pixel Circus year. Thank you, Captain Awesome. We appreciate you hanging out. King Sassafras subscribed for a month. Vermont Blogger, subscribe with Prime. Thank you so much for that. Flannel Fries, resubbing for 1 month. That's 16 months total. Flannel Fries, I think you might like us. Flannel Fries says, happy Sleepy 16, and to you as well. Emily 13 with the resub for 4 months saying good morning. Good morning, Emily. And so many points. Cassidy Weaver, thank you for the cheer and the resub. That's 15 months.
That's a lot of months.
That's a lot of months. Wow. It's so wonderful to see all these people that have been here for the long haul. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Danny Boy's calling pipes with the resub for 5 months. Skywalker giving out those 5 community subs. Thank you all so much.
Y'all, look at how far we came on this goal today. Thank you once again, Kayla Noor, for that huge contribution to it.
That is amazing. Hey, by the way, speaking of somebody saying always pickles, I just want to remind you, I am in a lot of debt here because I ordered 100,000 of these Pixel Circus failed save dice sets. Do we have one over there? Can you show? We have, because we have 100,000 of these.
Yeah, hold it, Anthony. Hold it up.
It comes with 2 stickers. This is the bad sticker that it comes with that says never pickles.
Pickles.
This is the good sticker that it comes with that says pickles yes.
The bag has on either side the same things. One side says yes, one side says never. Choose your side. The link is in the chat. They're pretty cute dice.
Even if you're not into the pickle thing, these are cool. They're green and they got like little swirls of gold and white and
they're really cool. Die Hard dice are my favorite.
They're great. Here, I want to hold one right up. I want to hold one right up because they're beautiful and I am in so much debt. And I am in so much debt because I originally used Saige's company card, and then she found out, and now I am in so much debt to Saige.
And I collect. Lanky Dragoon said that they got theirs yesterday and cannot wait to play D&D with them this weekend, and I am so excited.
Send us pictures.
Do drop pictures in the Discord. We would love to see them if you got your dice.
Discord, Twitter, tweet at us. However you want to share, please share. We love to see when people got them. It's really special and kind of magical to make something physical for people.
Yeah, right? To see people like have it.
Yeah, to make something to like sit and like figure out the design of something and make it real. And it's so lovely that everybody has been loving them as much as we've been loving them.
It makes us very, very happy. Hey, Anthony.
Hey, Saige.
Where else can they find you on the internet?
Oh, Saige, thank you so much for asking. Other than driving around Hollywood looking for all the movie news, because I'm a movie news maven, you can find me everywhere online at Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I am at Anthony Carboni. Twitch, you cowards, it's mine. Give it back to me. Jumping back on Twitch today, I finally got that Arceus. I'm going to play a Pokemon.
Nice.
I'm going to do it on stream. Follow me.
Fantastic.
Also, there is a new episode of We Have Concerns, which is my science comedy podcast that I host with Jeff Kanata. Saige, what if I told you that scientists found a way to turn the structure of spider webs into music?
Oh,
fancy,
I would
right?
like that very much. I would love to listen to a spider's music.
Check that out on We Have Concerns. That's wehaveconcerns.com. And fuck, man, I don't know, just like hanging out. The weather's been nice lately. Catch me at the park.
All right,
I'll be there. Where are you?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Saige. This afternoon, actually, you can find me on the Crown channel here on Twitch. I am going to be hosting Crown Arcade. Look, that's me.
Hey, look at you.
Yeah, I think it's going to be on the front page of Twitch, too. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope that you will come and join me. It's my first time over there, so it would mean the world if you came and showed some support. You can find
Dagger's about to throw up, so I'm just going to say goodbye a little early.
Excellent.
Keep going.
I will. That's it. Follow this channel. You know the things. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye, babies.